Hey, what's up there, YouTubers? It's me again, Brian, aka Gamer 55551, and I am back with a review slash thought. Review slash thought on the movie Oppenheimer, which I just saw earlier today. It's out in theaters right now. For those who are curious, the running time is 3 hours for that movie. Plan your day ahead for that one. And it's worth pointing out that Oppenheimer is rated R, ages 17 and up here in the USA, though. When it comes to there are different types of war movies, or particularly movies based around World War II, though. Some of the ones that I remember are like movies like Steven Spielberg's Saving Private Ryan, to even shows like Band of Brothers, to even, The Pacific and everything like that. So it was kind of interesting to hear that Christopher Nolan was going to do another movie, this one taking place during World War II, considering that he did one before under the name Dunkirk, which was basically the story of the British soldiers retreating back to England following the fall of France from the Nazis, though. But this one was aimed to be more about telling the story of the creation of what would be known as the atom bombs that would be dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki that would officially end World War II and all. And after I got a chance to finally see the movie, I will say that it is definitely worth the time and effort to see this one, especially if you're like movies like that take place during World War II or the Cold War, or if you're a fan of Christopher Nolan himself, though. So we'll get started down. Excuse me. Well, we get started with breaking down into what I like and what I didn't like. Mixed, not 100% sure about. The first one has to do the story, and as someone who likes to study World War II and events during the Cold War, though, I definitely enjoyed the story. I love that it covered Oppenheimer's, somewhat his time during World War II and during the Cold War, especially during the whole McCarthyism, accusing people of being, communism and so forth, to basically before and during World War II when he was a professor and worked on the project that would eventually lead to the creation of the atom bomb and everything like that. What I also especially like is when they show off Louis Strauss when he's trying to be confirmed to the Senate to work in a cabinet position at the White House. I love the fact how they shot that in black and white, where with Oppenheimer, majority of the time was shot in color. I like when that's sort of a unique take on it, though, and I gotta give credit to director Christopher Nolan from doing that, though. So I definitely like how the story covers before World War II, during World War II when they were developing the bomb, and then afterwards during the Cold War, during the whole McCarthyism and so forth, though. And of course, there's Christopher Nolan as well. I love his style of directing. It's sort of a unique style and approach. Sometimes, especially with the tone to it, though, it's from whether you enjoyed when he did his take on the Batman trilogy, the Christopher Nolan Batmans, to any of the other movies like The Prestige, Dunkirk, Inception, and so forth. It's just the way he does it, the way he directs movies is definitely very impressive. Also, the music score in Oppenheimer is really good into it, though. It just fits that style that Christopher Nolan is known for when it comes to directing these type of films that he likes to do, though. And of course, the cast and that they picked to play these characters and all, I think they were a very good choice. Cillian Murphy, if I'm saying his name correctly, he plays Oppenheimer. The fact is, he's been in a lot of Christopher Nolan's films, even though he starred in other films. I remember he was one of the main characters in the movie 28 Days Later. I've seen him star in a lot of Christopher Nolan's films, whether it's the Batman trilogy, whether it's in Inception, Dunkirk, and so forth, though. So he's often a staple to see in a lot of Christopher Nolan's film, and he definitely fits the character. Does a good job playing the character, the main character Oppenheimer, especially Emily Blunt, who plays his wife. Robert Downey Jr., I thought, did a really good job playing as Louis Strauss. It's sort of interesting to see. He kind of comes off as sort of like the villain in this film to a certain degree, though, despite him trying to push, trying to get that cabinet position exposition and the White House and all. So it's certainly it's really nice. I think Robert Downey Jr. did a good job playing that character, and Tom Conti, C-O-N-T-I, if I apologize, I'm not saying this correctly, does a good job playing as Albert Einstein in the film as well. So I think there is a very good choice of cast who play some of these characters, and also I think they did a really good job with that in terms of the cast though. As far as what I didn't like or mixed or not 100% sure about, I will say Gary Oldman, who plays Harry Truman in this film though, I mean his screen time is a little bit minimum in this film though, which is a little bit unfortunate because I do think Gary Oldman is a good actor, whether it's playing basically, Commissioner Gordon in Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, to basically playing, I think, in another World War II film, not Dunkirk though, but playing as Winston Churchill. And also, I think that he's a very good actor though, and it's a little bit unfortunate that his screen time playing Harry Truman's kind of minimum. I would have liked to see maybe a little bit more screen time of Gary Oldman playing Harry Truman. And last but not least, and I don't think this ruins the film by any chance, by anything like that, though. It's just that there's certain scenes in the movie where there's sort of like a sex lovemaking scene. It's basically Oppenheimer sort of having an affair with like another woman or having an affair with a certain woman and all, and there's sort of like a nudity, sex, lovemaking scene in it. I just think, at least from my perspective though, it's sort of seems odd for the type of considering if you look back at several other Christopher Nolan's films in the past though. So it's, at least in my view, I think it's just a little bit odd. It doesn't ruin the film or anything like that. It doesn't do that. It's just an odd scene for me to see in a Christopher Nolan film in general. Then again, I haven't seen all of Christopher Nolan's films, so I don't know if that's a common scene or not, but it just seemed to be odd to put in a film like this though. Overall, I would say I definitely enjoyed Oppenheimer though. As someone who likes to study World War II and the Cold War, I definitely enjoyed this film though. The story is really good. Like I said, I love how they covered World War II and the Cold War, and to a certain extent McCarthyism, the going after people who they believe is, a communist and everything like that, to the style that Christopher Nolan is known to direct with the music, and of course the cast and characters I thought were really good for this film, so it really holds out. I will say, at its worst though, we didn't get to see a big screen time with Gary Oldman playing Harry Truman. I thought he did a good job, and I would have liked to see a little bit more screen time with him. And as I said, the sex and lovemaking scene, I just think it seems a little bit odd for it to be in a Christopher Nolan film though. Again, I don't think it ruins it. It's just, to me, I just think it's sort of odd though. But in either case, though, I enjoyed the film, though. It's definitely one I would recommend for those to take a look at, especially if you like, movies or studying World War II or the Cold War, or if you enjoy the type of film style that Christopher Nolan is known for. This is one I would definitely recommend taking a look at, though. It is worth pointing out the film is 3 hours long, so I would strongly advise plan your day ahead if you decide you're going to go see Oppenheimer, regardless if you decide to see it in IMAX or not. I would strongly advise you planning your day ahead. One last thing I do want to point out is that lately, with this movie and the Barbie movie came out, we sort of got a little bit of a trend called Barbieheimer and everything like that started to pop up on social media, which I think, while sounds stupid, it's kind of clever to a certain degree though. I mean, when I went to the theaters to go see Oppenheimer, one of the person who I was paying for to get my ticket and popcorn had a shirt that had, Barbieheimer. It had Barbie in her car with Oppenheimer in it. It's weird, but kind of clever to a certain degree, though. It's just an odd thing to be trending on social media, but I will admit it is sort of very clever, the whole Barbieheimer thing, though. But in either case, though, like I said, I enjoyed Oppenheimer, so I think it's definitely worth a recommendation, at least in my view, to be exact. Okay, this concludes my review slash thought of Oppenheimer out in theaters. And again, these are my opinion. What are yours? What are your thoughts about Oppenheimer? Did you get a chance to see the movie though? Do you think 3 hours was appropriate, or do you think they could have shortened that film in any way? Did you enjoy the story? Do you like them covering, World War II and the Cold War? Do you like Christopher Nolan's style of filmmaking though? Do you think it was a good choice of characters? Were there other characters you felt should have had a little bit more screen time and all? Do you agree with what I said in this video? Do you disagree? Do you have a difference of opinion? As always, sound off in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. And if you do like this video, I hope you hit the like button. I will appreciate it. And I hope you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you do, make sure you hit the bell icon for notifications of any new videos I put up. Also, feel free to share this video if you want to, and feel free to donate to my channel if you like. You could do it through PayPal me, or Patreon, or Streamlabs. Links will be in the description of this video, so if you're watching this on YouTube. And I will see you again next time when I do another video. Hopefully that'll be soon. Until then, from Southern California, I wish you all a good day then. Bye!